Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters made headlines back in the summertime for pushing Bibles to be included in all schools, which is deeply unconstitutional. But if that's not bad enough, it actually gets worse. You see, it turns out that Ryan Walters is only looking for a certain kind of Bible. According to a report in the Oklahoman, bids had opened on Monday for a contract to supply the State Department of Education with 55,000 Bibles. However, there's some, stipulations on what kind of Bible it would be. What are you talking about? The Bible's a Bible, right? No, it turns out Bibles, according to the bid documents, must be the King James Version, must contain the Old and New Testaments, okay, must include copies of the Pledge of Allegiance, Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and must be bound in leather or leather-like material. So wait, you are essentially mixing the Bible, right, with stuff like, documents from America's founding. Well, that seems a little strange. Those two things do not belong with each other. The Bible is the Bible, and the Constitution, Bill of Rights, things like that, are, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, government documents versus something that's supposed to be divinely inspired. Why are we mixing those things? Very, very strange. And that's very specific, by the way, because it turns out there is only one Bible in existence that fits that definition. You ready for it? It is Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA Bible, endorsed by none other than former President Donald Trump. Of course. That is the $60 Bible where Trump gets paid for his endorsement. I mean, the grift is obvious, all right? So now, Oklahoma Appleseed Center for Law and Justice Executive Director Colleen McCarty had this to say about it. She said, the RFP on its face seems fair, but with additional scrutiny, we can see there are very few Bibles on the market that would meet these criteria. And all of them have been endorsed by former President Donald Trump. Gee, that seems awfully convenient now, doesn't it? Aside from the whole separation of church and state thing, which just clearly violates, right? From a practical standpoint, you'd be better off going with less expensive Bibles that are readily available. For example, paperback versions of the New King James Version are available online for $2.99 each. Less than 5% of what the Trump-endorsed Bible would cost. And not only that, but, Bible apps on your phone. A lot of people have cell phones these days. A lot of kids have cell phones these days. So, that's an option. But no, very specific Bible, and only ones that apparently are endorsed by Donald Trump. I think we know where this is, what this is all about, okay? And by the way, Walters is asking for 55,000 copies. So the cost here, remember, $60 for each Bible, 55,000. That's $3.3 million. With a lot of that money going to the pockets of Donald Trump. It's almost as if that's the whole purpose of this. Yeah. Now, there's, of course, another problem here as well with the numbers. They say they need 55,000, but there's only 43,000 classroom teachers in the state. And many fewer teaching just history or literature. Okay? So why 55,000 copies? Apparently, why not? I guess. Look, there's so many different problems here. So many different problems here. Now, one of them, former Oklahoma Attorney General Drew Edmondson points out, is that the bidding process on this seems like it could be illegal. Quote, it appears to me that this bid is anything but competitive. It adds to the basic specification other requirements that have nothing to do with the text. The special binding and inclusion of government documents will exclude almost all bidders. Shock. If the bid specs exclude most bidders unnecessarily, I could consider that a violation. One of many. So many. In fact, here's the thing. The Oklahoma Supreme Court affirmed that school districts maintain local control over their curricula. So really, Ryan Walters claims that, oh, I'm going to force them all the schools to carry Bibles. But a lot of the schools are like, no, we're not doing it. For example, Bixby Superintendent Rob Miller said on News Nation on August 12th, quote, "We will not be forcing our teachers to do this. As a Christian myself, the idea of diminishing the Word of God to a mere classroom prop is a little repulsive to me. So we will not be complying with that directive of having a physical Bible in every classroom." Here's the thing, though. This is not about Christianity. This is about helping Donald Trump and also getting a case before the Supreme Court to try to destroy separation of church and state. That's really what it's about. Now, Oklahoma Democratic Party Chairman Alicia Andrews said Walters is attempting to endear himself to Trump via the RFP for such a specific Bible. Quote, "For Walters to craft this RFP, to specifically identify this Bible, this document that the state taxpayers would spend money on, either is a dereliction of duty, a dereliction of stewardship, or maybe it is a signal to former President Trump, hey, I'm on your team, sir." So that, if Donald Trump wins re-election, and oh God, help us all, if you believe in that, wins re-election, Ryan Walters can be like, hey, remember me? How much money I put in your pocket? Now make me, Secretary of Education. Now that's a scary thought. Of all the horrible people he could put in these positions, Ryan Walters being in charge of the entire country's education, oof, disastrous. Now, and of course, what better way to show that you were on Trump's team than to put money in his pocket? He loves that. Even prior to the Oklahoma bid, by the way, Trump's Bible Grift had already raked in about $300,000 in royalties, according to financial disclosures. Now, I think that's a lot of money, but for Trump, who was facing millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars of, legal fees and things like that, maybe not so much, but still, this is going to help if he ends up doing this. That said, it's wrong on so many levels. Incredibly unconstitutional, and just a complete transparent grift of state taxpayer money. You're in Oklahoma. You're paying for this. You're going to be paying for this. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine living there and knowing that my money is going to go to buy crappy, Bibles that don't belong in schools, and at the same time putting money into Donald Trump's pocket. Absolutely horrific. And by the way, that is money that they could actually use on real education. I know. That's if they actually gave a damn about education there, which in this case, it's very, very clear that Walters doesn't. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.